woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming down like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. Woke up and saw everything but you next to me. I know that I've been the enemy, but I've had my moment of clarity. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. And I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down.
Just keep on riding. I said it's better inside us. I've been reloading, I'm sure to get the rush that I need. Try to find some solace in a bottle. I keep saying the same thing. I'm sinner. If that's the case, what the hell are you letting me live for? It's changing my eyes and made up my mind. I don't care if I'm right, I'm doing it all right. And it's never what you want now. I swear it's never what you want now. Okay, I keep running back to everything I heard the most. Perish off, driving this time almost. I can't understand you, baby, told you that I'm toxic. Ever since the pressure hit, I suffer like a conscience. My affair with pain is a chronically serves as inspiration. It's fine to follow blindly to problems when I'm opinionated. Shut up, I'm talking to myself. Please shut up, I'm talking to myself. There's a change in my eyes, I made up my mind. I don't care if I'm right, I'm doing it all right. And it's never what you want now. I swear it's never what you want now. No matter what I do, I can't seem to escape you. What I want is never what you want now. I got nothing to lose if you wanna be my savior. What I want is never forever. All this type about you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal. A lot of you by God disappear. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done. I'm out of it, I'm out of it. And you know, man, to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, of my shoulder. So done with my cigarette, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Don't need a no man. Back and I'm better. You had to go back where you came from, now you're bitter. Out of sight, out of mind for real. Yeah, I wouldn't wanna be you for real. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done. I'm out of it, I'm out of it. No man to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, of my shoulder. So done with my cigarette, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Don't need a no man.
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Ak at the Bag Mark, and I am back, joined again by Mr. Danny. How you doing tonight, man?
Fantastic. Ready for another night of Counter-Strike. You know, it kind of felt like it's been, what, almost exactly 24 hours since the last match we cast, so here we are again.
Yes, we are. And we have Darkest Hour. We got a little bit of main action, and they are going to be taking on fourth quarter. So, Darkest Hour, last time we saw them play KT, and in a very close match, they lost on Inferno. We're going to be seeing that Inferno again, and fourth quarter, they did start off 1-0 here. But we are going to be getting into this thing shortly. But MJB, Nova, stuffing, you know, it's a good time. I'm pretty excited for this one, Danny.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool to see this Darkest Hour roster come together here for season 46, because like you mentioned, those names are very recognizable, at least for me and you. Played with them before, pretty good friends with those guys. So, we'll be rooting them on a little bit, try to stay unbiased at the same time. But This is Darkest Hour's second chance at Inferno. Like you mentioned, they did lose their first game. Very close bout, though, 16-14. So looking for a little bit of revenge here and see if they can get back on their feet. Keep themselves from going down 0-2, because that's a pit you don't want to slide into too early on in the season.
Nope. And knife round underway. We are going to be seeing Darkest Hour taking that CT side. So we are just going to throw it straight into the map intro here. You can take a little look around this beautiful Inferno. That, hey man, we might not have this one for too much longer. I believe they're completely redoing it in CS2. So, I mean, we're yet to kind of see that, but this is the CSGO map. But just in the best of one, it should show us a pretty good game. But Darkest Hour, they've got that ace stack, and fourth quarter seemed to be rushing into it.
Yeah, walking right into this crossfire trap. JV coming around the corner is managing to dodge those bullets like he's Neo from the Matrix. And that is the A defense melted in the blink of an eye. And now it all rests on MJB's shoulders, who has been the only man over on that B site, the savior, or trying to be, as he rotates over.
Yeah, he has it all to do. And man, that was just a fury of frags there in brackets. MJB, he's got one. So with MD in the spot that he is, JV taking the contact, shots that he's hit already, maybe looking unlikely. He does have the kit on his back. So now just trying to make some space, get some info. He does know there's one on the site, and that is a hard shot to take first. The Gush coming out, but MD, the man that is subbing in for fourth quarter for the first 3 games, is gonna take that pistol round for them.
Yeah, a valiant effort from MJB right there. It was gonna be tough considering that those two were playing off each other pretty well on the bomb site, and the initial damage was enough right there to allow MD to secure that kill. And it will be fourth quarter to kick things off with the first round victory. That being said, Darkest Hour not going to take that lane down. They're force buying into this. We got 3 Deagles, a 5-7, and an MP9 spread around the team here. trying to tie this one up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and going for those deagles, we can see MJB. I mean, he hit a stunning pistol shot. Just a little bit of a tease of what we could see in this round. But just like the pistol, fourth quarter seemed to be going at a pace. Straight up arch. And will this A defense be ready for it? I don't think so. Because How, leading the pack, actually going to get taken down. But JV is there, 2 trade out. And 1 member of MJB still left on the site. And he is going to get taken down. And that is another bomb plan for the fourth quarter.
They had a decent setup there. I mean, 3 players on A, kind of what you really want going into a round like that. And MD just, his spider senses are tingling right there, and Toasty goes down through the smoke. Unfortunately for Darkest Hour, just not able to hold their ground even with those force bought weapons. So they're going to be fully reset, and that means that most likely fourth quarter will be seeing a 3rd round. That'll be ideal for them moving into the first half of Inferno right here.
Yeah, and you kind of got to go for it, especially when you are going to start off on that CT side, try and get that eco back. A wise man once said winning the second is better than the first, kind of the CS cliche. With the economy. We still have it, but it's an interesting discussion going around, right? It's been leaked that CS2 may be going to that MR12 format where, hey man, pistols may mean a hell of a whole lot more when you get to that format, but that's why you go for that force, try and win it right back. But I mean, Darkest Hour really just going to have to take 1 save and then get back into it, but stuffing with an AK could make this interesting.
Yeah, I was about to say that AK could prove to be something that Darkest Hour could use. Of course, again, it's very unlikely considering that there's nothing else bought around stuffing right here. So we'll see where they decide to put him right now. He's headed towards the B site pretty early on here. More standard CT setup you would usually notice. And I think if they had full pistols, they might just 5-stack a site. But instead, with that AK in hand, I think they've actually got a boost going on over there by Top Banana.
Yeah, that's definitely how you're going to want to appeal to that stuffing AK. I mean, taking all of that info down Banana, but this is very interesting, and it's great to see fourth quarter pump the brakes a little bit after all that aggression. Obviously, this is an experienced crew with a little bit of a mixed up roster anyway, so they're going to be able to get it done. We'll see if Darkest Hour's up for the challenge here, but this eco, I mean, great looks from them just to not lose anybody so quickly. Toasty, the only man to go down for Darkest Hour. It looks like they're rotating the stack.
I think once like the full buys come in, this is going to be the more standard thing that we'll see from the fourth quarter T side. Inferno's all about defaulting and slowly taking map control. But JV just letting Nova walk right into him. So it doesn't seem like that AK will provide too much help right now. They're still pressing forward here onto A, sending MD into the front lines. Good trade from stuffing, and as a matter of fact, he does get 2 before he goes down. So they at least get something done with that AK, but it is still 3-0 fourth quarter.
And that'll be good for them, especially because he just earned a little bit more cash to toss that op over to Nova. We've seen what this man can get going. Nova, not maybe your most aggressive opper. He really gets active here in the short to late round, but I mean, see him get going anyway. I think fourth quarter, they're going to be good to kind of chill and wait for this op to come out later. T-side Inferno is not where you really want to push that.
And, you know, I think sometimes it's a little bit, they're kind of taken for granted, the conservative opper, the device type, where you can kind of just sit back, play your angles, and consistently hit shots. So hopefully for Nova, they'll be trying to set up a consistent anchor, depending on wherever he is throughout the map, and just hitting those shots cleanly. And that's the most important thing, trying to give every advantage to the rest of your team as fourth quarter indeed. Sticking to that slow pace, Benji wins the fight against MD. And that's the first blood going the way of Darkest Hour, something that they've not been given the luxury of just yet.
That's a good change of pace to see, but it's also a good adjustment. You're going to see Nova changing the setup with his teammate. Obviously, MJB is stuck between a rock and a hard place, kind of just in between the 2 sites. He still does have that arch angle, but as fourth quarter sits here and puts up this arch smoke, you wonder where they're really going to go with all this time. I mean, it's 50 seconds, and we're going to have 2 players just kind of walking into brackets, but still have all this utility towards the bottom of Banana, but stuffing is there to take all of that info as soon as this smoke goes away. With 40 seconds left, it seems like the final crawl will be towards B.
Yeah, if stuffing can get any glimpse of these players that are walking up banana right now, that'll be enough information. If he can get a kill out of it as well, even better. Lines up 2, possibly even 3, runs out of ammunition. The M4A1S betrays him, but he's done plenty of work here. More than enough, more than what he's asked for. The bomb down, JV swinging in, left with 1 HP. The flash goes forward, but it will not affect MJB. And Darkest Hour, as soon as they get the rifles in their hands, they make good work of it.
And that's great. Fourth quarter, I mean, this is exactly what we were just talking about, right? Getting into these rifle rounds and seeing the hand that actually fourth quarter may show for the rest of the half. They're not going aggressive, so maybe they need to rethink what is that banana control. Obviously, a very important part of the map, and there, I mean, Darkest Hour, after getting that kill on A, use that all to their leverage, so putting them on these pistols, we'll see if they can maybe return to the pace.
Now you look back to maybe a couple rounds earlier where Darkest Hour, they're getting at least a couple kills here and there, and it's forced fourth quarter onto this save. So keeping yourself in the game, keeping the other team honest, not letting them just completely run over you. Darkest Hour have been able to stay stable in these early goings. It seems like it's going to be a quick hauls pop right here. And that pit player in MJB is going to have a lot of work on his plate. Flashes fly over, and here they come.
Yeah, a couple flashes indeed, even blinding Benji, but here from the cover, he's gonna take 3. Excuse me, that's Toasty to get the 3rd, but how? The man that threw all of that utility just left to try and get something here, stuffing right on his tail, and he is gonna shut that down, doubling up for Darkest Hour, and that is a great look against the eco. Obviously, the setup works to perfection.
Simple enough right there for Darkest Hour. You know, these are things that look easy, but Darkest Hour, they're just making it look easy. It's certainly not as easy as it looks right there. Fourth quarter going down quickly. No bomb plant either, so no extra cash. So, you know, you do have the full buy here. But you've got 2 Galils, no AWP available. Just not quite enough money in the bank, and so they'll have that long range advantage.
Oh, Nova!
The
He
jump
can run
boost.
this over.
Oh,
No!
Nova wants it, and he gets it. Oh man, you could tell he was like, no, I've got to go back for this kill.
Finished the job he started, sniped the ankle out of the air, but hey man, collects the frag. Nova will feel good about that, but double hauls for both sides. Nova just collecting another one while MD works one back for the fourth quarter, but still down a man and maybe looking towards B for some late fruits as they have 2 players still back up there, not shying away from the car control late.
Gotta love it from Darkest Hour going into that round, knowing they were going to do that run boost, switch it up, keep things unpredictable. Nova with 2 kills to his name could possibly gather more, but the B side's going to get pressured here. How and the front line knows that someone's right there, but
has Toasty spotted them
at all. He swings out at the perfect moment. Toasty needs to get both, and he does. That's the bomb drop. The 3rd, not quite. But he is left to half HP, and there's 45 seconds to go. MD will make a mad dash to the bomb site to plant this, and we'll have plenty of time in doing so.
This is an interesting plant position because all the things he can do with it right next to the smoke. We may try to phase it, but this may be the bane of his clutch. MJB just looking at it, but it's all down to the timing, and it may be the double push to the back hall. MJB aware of a push, but will he catch the timing? MD just right behind them, just holding because he's got the bomb planted right for him. Nova just mollying out Nubox. MD's got a molly of his own, so 2 kits, but time ticking. MD, he's got the molly. He's got to shoot something, but he gets the frag. Nova hops on it with 2 seconds. I think he should have this, and he does. Darkest Hour, they tie it up at 3 apiece.
Oh, man, he had the Molotov. He should have thrown it a little bit sooner. And that would have definitely secured his victory because there was no smoke to extinguish it. But I love that play. I mean, he just sits there, doesn't push into church. MJB very aware of the fact that there could be a flank, and he just does not show himself. But even still, Nova quick on the trigger. That's 3 kills for him on the AWP. And now we are tied just like that.
Great positioning from him too, able to just trade that out instantly, get on the bomb, save. I mean, if he has to run even a couple of feet, he may not get that, but
yeah.
Backed up against the Tech 9s. They may go right into the lap of Nova as he does get flashed off, but they're going to have to back up. It's straight up arch. Are they going to expect it? Darkest Hour, but now straight into the A defense. Nova, Benji working on frags. Another one for the Opper. Maybe even a third. It is. And Nova, can he turn around for a fourth? MJB to back him up. Another 3K for Nova.
Yeah, and again, Darkest Hour, they pretty early on throughout this game been stacking 3 players over towards the A site, and again they catch the rush from fourth quarter on that eco round and make it look easy. So Darkest Hour, 4 in a row, they've taken the lead for the first time here today. It was the save round from fourth quarter, so they will be able to pull by, and I think this is the first time we'll see 11 a.m. on that op. So looking for an answer back.
He's gonna have to affect the game like Nova has right so far. Nova, especially in these last 2 rounds, has been making his presence felt, but it's op that echoes across the map that really makes the feeling known. But Stuffing, no real information on Banana besides the spams, as that smoke at top car just cut them off.
Utility being exchanged, Stuffing with the flash to back it up, and yeah, just can't quite transfer there even still. Got the information that there's at least a couple more players down. Banana here, but very early into the round, so fourth quarter have plenty of time to change their approach, adjust their game plan. And for now, Darkest Hour a little bit thinned out on the defense. You now have 2 players dedicated to B, 2 on A, but take a look at where Benji is right now.
Yeah,
he's pushed
man,
all the way through the apartments.
It's gonna get so much info here, and soon enough they're gonna know really what's coming to them from the nades and all the info from Benny. But Nova, he's gonna miss that first frag, so it's time for Toasty to step up like he has before. Lands a dink and converts it, and now a couple more players out for the killing, and he will do just that. Toasty not done yet, but he finally gets traded out. 11 a.m. finally makes that op sing, but it's just that other opper right around the corner, and 11 a.m. he's just gonna hop around, not gonna miss that. But Benji with the late flank is gonna wrap it all up.
And how about that? That spot right there behind the pillar towards dark is such an overpowered spot, especially when you're expecting that beat execute, because that's more often than not one of the spots that doesn't get mollied, naded, or flashed, and you can kind of just sit there and kind of maneuver your way around the pillar, keep yourself safe from the bullets flying back at you. And Toasty with a great job there, picks up the double kill and delays the push, allowing that flank to come in from Stuffing. And Darkest Hour, they are on a roll right now.
Yeah, if you have the nerve to just dance around the bullets around the pillar, which is a really, oh my god, 11 a.m. No op needed. 1-1 deke down. That is Nova removed. Shocking to see how the Deagles can get going, but we need to be reminded of it. In Stuffing, they're getting creative with the boost as how will go down around it.
Quick exchange of teammates down to the 4v4 very early on into the round, and you can already see some adjustments being made from Darkest Hour, sending Toasty all the way over towards the A site, and their suspicions would be correct because it's a heavy presence over here from fourth quarter, making their way into the apartments. For now, Darkest Hour.
Oh man, they got this hop back. Recovered.
Allowing them, yeah, to have this area. So pretty much relying on the brackets players and MJB directly on the bomb site here. It's going to be a tough ask.
And MD is just getting, oh my goodness, that is a poorly timed nade for fourth quarter. But now it'll be that set coming out from MD, and Toasty, he is just going to be behind this. But MJB trying to put up a defense, dancing around default. He's got a player to his left, takes care of business there. 11 a.m. shortly ended on the apartments, and the man that threw the nades is there to catch the last bullet. A 3K for MJB, and Darkest Hour will keep rolling. Ooh, he barely got the op too.
That was incredible. MJB staying alive for so long does wonders, waiting for the support from his teammates, the rotations. And Toasty knew he had to come through that smoke. So even if he didn't get a kill after flashing above it, he goes through that mode of smoke and causes enough distraction to allow MJB to kind of keep himself concealed, at least for the moment. And Darkest Hour continuing their winning ways. 6 rounds found consecutively, and of course we will see the first tactical timeout here from fourth quarter. They've got to find some kind of answer, because right now it has been all Darkest Hour.
Yeah, Darkest Hour, they've gotten this ball rolling, and once you do that, it's really hard to stop. Fourth quarter, you know, we just haven't seen that creativeness that Darkest Hour pulls out to switch things up at the beginning of the round. Obviously, now they've got this op up at 11 a.m. Maybe we can see things change here, but they would have to get really creative.
Well, we'll see what they have up their sleeve. And hopefully the things that they talked about during the timeout will come to fruition and help them out in their efforts in breaking the defense of Darkest Hour, who have been holding strong here. Stuffing's going to take a quick peek in and down for the count, and How trying to boost up on top of the logs is immediately punished for that. And it's just these little things that Darkest Hour are doing here at the very beginning of these rounds, like you mentioned, that are giving them advantages so early on here. Fourth quarter, just immediately have to change things. Their plan is just completely foiled.
Yeah, Darkest Hour definitely out to avenge their performance of the previous night. They're very well practiced on this one. Obviously, KT had to be as well in order to take that off of him. But fourth quarter, they seem to be going for this final B hit. MG just getting ready to go. They have all these nades, so really nothing should be left unsmoked here.
Yeah, there's the flash. That's going to signal the start of this take. Toasty in a great position right here. Drops off behind Quad and picks up a second kill. Now the flower boost coming into effect, and they're staying so dynamic here in their defenses. It's been so difficult for fourth quarter to really peek any of these angles because Darkest Hour are switching it up so often. And they just do not lose at all. That is a sweep of a round from Darkest Hour.
And man, it is so daunting to play against a team that can just adjust on the fly like that. You get that new box setup. That's the first time you've seen that, the boost. And then as soon as you find 2 kills for that, Toasty is just back chilling. You boost MJB up and he's a terror. So, I mean, how many more of these can they pull out? Like, fourth quarter, they've got to be paranoid about all these spots now. It's just so dangerous, but they are going to have to be ready for all these players straight up in their face. I'm not sure if these Darkest Hour players, they have this molly, but they have their defense anyway. Stuffing, he's going to drop that smoke. He's going to take one. He knows MD is getting close, but straight through the smoke is 11 a.m. He gets those 2 frags. Fourth quarter, but that nade over. Really low HP on JV, yet to get this bomb plant.
Yeah, that's right. The bomb is down. So they have to go retrieve that. JV caught right before he tries to re-smoke CT, and that leaves MD alone here. 12 HP, 1 bullet from these AKs will be enough to drop him, and he's going to walk right into Toasty.
Oh, yeah.
Headshot connects, didn't even need it, but for good measure. And Darkest Hour, I mean, you can tell how practiced they are. You can see Stuffing on the retreat there, throwing the flash and the smoke to cover in case a Molotov is coming his way. They have defaults. They have, you know, techniques, and they have things to do whenever they know a rush is coming. So, again, staying on top of things, even though they lose their initial site defenders, they don't panic. They have the rotators come over. And fourth quarter, still yet to find a round. It's 8 in a row for Darkest Hour.
So when fourth quarter goes for that kind of rush, and oh my goodness, you could be seeing this alternative mid attack and 2 players quickly removed. Darkest Hour going for it quickly in fourth quarter, deleted out of the round in the first 25 seconds.
And again, it's Darkest Hour switching things up. They're making it so unpredictable and keeping fourth quarter so uncomfortable. The ult mid has been something they've been able to get pretty much every single round for free, and now Darkest Hour say, yeah, well, watch this. We're just going to completely rush you, send 3 players in, and just take the fight to you. They were not ready for that at all, and it's a 2-man advantage for Darkest Hour.
Playbook goes so deep, and now it's just layers within layers of these setups, right? You're always going to want to boost this player up, and it's always going to be a problem for that T side to clear. So Benji, MJB just locking it down. Look at all the info Stuffing has. It is just shooting fish in a barrel at this point.
Fourth quarter are going to try make their last ditch effort towards the B site. JV and 11 a.m. the ones to try and get it done, but Benji time his feet correct. He might not even need to. And the distraction by MGB is more than enough. Another clean round. You only lose Nova in the process. Should be able to drop an off over towards him. And Darkest Hour very close to hitting 10 here on the CT side. We know Inferno is a fairly balanced map throughout the active map pool, but right now it's looking very CT-sided with the way that DH are playing.
Yeah, and really just the adjustments that you see out, it's not like these are crazy things, crazy plays. It's just the poise of knowing when to call these things, right? The ultimate attack called right at the correct time, right? These setups and in the site that they always know how to fall into and somehow always go into a different one, always keeping fourth quarter on their toes, expecting something different. And that is something that you can only really instill into the terrorist side through many rounds of domination. I mean, this has just been really impressive from the Darkest Hour so far.
And you have to wonder what's going through fourth quarter's heads right now. Like, what can we possibly do? We have tried everything. We've gone for the A rush, we've gone for the B rush, we've gone for defaults, but everything that they seem to do is being thwarted by Darkest Hour's counterattacks. So, again, they're on this save. They've not been able to really come up with a decent economy in order for them to fight back here. And even when they do have guns in their hands, it seems like Darkest Hour seem to win the full buy rounds faster than they win eco rounds. So that's a testament to how strong they can play.
No kidding. I mean, it's one thing to have those anti-eco strategies, but to have your bag so deep with all of these different protocols and setups on your rifle rounds is just so impressive. And, you know, when seeing names like Stuffing, Nova, MJB, you know, not taking anything away from Benny and Toasty, but these guys with all this experience, you know, I mean, how many times have these guys played Inferno, right? Had issues, had to adjust to them. But, I mean, right now, I mean, maybe this is the only round. This is the only round that they're pinned back because they don't have a single molly to just keep alt mid. But they're just going to allow you to it because Nova, first man found out, going to try and re-swing in. So he's got to be careful. Deagles can be quite dangerous as he remembers from 11 a.m. But JV finally collected.
Good awareness from Nova, knowing that the arch is not secured. Goes and checks. And fourth quarter, I've actually completely waved the white flag on that A attack and switched things up entirely. Up banana they go. Darkest Hour playing back towards the bomb site. They have some counter nades as well, but it's very quiet from fourth quarter here. If they can keep things quiet, keep their positions concealed, it could be good for them. But not if Stuffing is there. The triple spray down in quick succession. And Yotza left on his own. He's got the Tech 9 headshot. Sure, that's one, but you've got a lot more players in your way. And it'll be Toasty to finalize things.
And Stuffing finally landing that spray transfer. 3 for him. Their ecos, who cares? Fourth quarter, any site they go to, it's pick your poison. Deal with Stuffing and MJB or deal with what's left for you on A. So, I mean, this thing is just getting out of hand. 2 rounds left in this half. We'll see if fourth quarter can adjust. There's still 2 left on the plate, so 10-5 ain't so bad, but they've got to get something here. I mean, man.
I agree. I think if you get 10-5, there's still kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. If you are fourth quarter, you can win the pistol, convert the anti-eco as well, and then all of a sudden you're back into the game. But if Darkest Hour can put this to 12-3 and just keep dominating the way that they have, it's looking pretty desperate for fourth quarter. But right now, this round is very important for them going forward. There's the flash over the half wall. Stuffing is going to push down Banana, and he's got Toasty behind him. So again, aggression on a different part of the map now.
Don't let your foot off the brake now that it's towards the end of the half, but how? And a bit of an off angle to say the least. Gonna collect a 1, and Toasty still alive to not completely lose B, but JV and MD, they are going back to check this, and now just backed up to the half wall. Even Stuffing, yeah, fooled by the angle, saying in chat, but they're just going to be hunting him down. And Toasty, I mean, it's only a matter of time. You still see the fourth quarter working on something at A. This is a 2-part mission. Take out Toasty and get the bomb. So it's only a matter of time with this 40 seconds left. Toasty using that to his advantage, but it is going to be that slow crawl. Maybe that's just JV to try and find what he can, but it's only bullets to his face.
Yeah, and he stays in that angle too. Doesn't even retreat. Nova gonna be tested so quick right there. Take down 1, and here's Benji and Cold Sarah, cleanly done. And Darkest Hour, they really just can do no wrong. Even when they lose a player getting maybe a little bit too overzealous towards Banana, it's an immediate trade, and then they adjust their setups to perfectly counter again what fourth quarter are doing.
Yeah, they cannot be stopped pushing down B. They are going to let them know on every T side round that they are just going to be a thorn in the side wherever they can. They are going to remember this T side performance they had against Darkest Hour, and they're going to look back on it and say, we can't let this happen again. I mean, so far, there has been no adjustment because it's hard to adjust when Darkest Hour changed up every round. And here we go again. Nova, one of the constants, getting this top middle pick, and that's another man advantage for the fourth quarter, or excuse me, for Darkest Hour.
He has been so nice on this op, and that's exactly what we wanted to hear. We were talking about it before we got into kind of the full swing of things on how you want Nova to be that consistent opper, and he's been more than that. So 11 a.m. already dropped out of the round very early on. JB sprays through that smoke. And also MD's low on HP as well. Will finally neutralize the opper of Nova, but they've got rotations.
And Stuffing, even just thinking about it, they still have Toasty just backed up there on B. And it looks like the bomb might be going that way with this final minute left. It's up to Benji and Co on A site to try and get this info back, but that's just what they'll be doing, sitting back and just waiting for what's to come. And maybe that's MD just checking out of middle. JV and Hao getting ready to go. They've got this double smoke, but maybe save the second one. I don't know. I mean, these guys pretty far away, but Stuffing, with a matter of time, is just going to try and double down on his bets.
Oh, man. That Molotov is so well timed. That's going to put a delay on things. Fourth quarter needed to go a little bit faster. That was their best chance. Now, all of a sudden, the jig is up. Darkest Hour know this is going to be a B hit. Toasty up on that new box once again, and he could just hide, knowing that the timing is on his side. The blink can't quite get the third, but even still, there's no time to put that bomb down. And Darkest Hour, after losing 3 in a row at the beginning of the game, secure 12 on the CT side.
Danny, this is just ridiculous right now. I mean, they are class above. I think that's 12 in a row. That's 12 in a row that they just won. So fourth quarter have got to be beyond tilted right now as we get into the second half. Fourth quarter will be going on to that CT side. So if Darkest Hour can get 12, you certainly can too. But and you look even at the latest tournaments, right? The last Major Paris, ESL Cologne, excuse me, I guess it's IEM Cologne now. And you see the Inferno rounds played, it's all T-sided. It's like 59% T-sided. Yeah. So to have a classics 12-3 CT side performance is it's a little interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and now we get into things where the fourth quarter squad really need this. And if they don't get it, you can almost sign their death warrant. Darkest Hour, very interested to see what the strategy is on T-Pistol. Taking it slow, waiting for some early utility, but none coming from fourth quarter just yet, as they will be allowed to sneak up Banana. Deep flash in, and here they come, the stampede of Darkest Hour players. Yotsu up from the backside of Coffin, puts a couple shots in, and will await his teammates. They're just going to play retake.
Yeah, and Yotsua doing the right thing. All these guys rotating in, the bracket stack, not finding anything here. But now the battle. Toasty's been waiting for this one. Back on B he is, but JV, Hao now getting peeked as the smoke fades, and they have secured the CT spawn, but now they've got to worry about where they came from. Banana, as it is smoked off, and now mollied off again, fourth quarter with barely a chance back in this one.
Yeah, they're stuck, and there's no kit either, so they've got to get going, unless it was dropped on site, which I don't think it was. They're completely locked out, and they're already leaving, Mark. They're gone.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Maybe to stick around, try and find a couple, but yeah, not in today's world. Stuffing, he owns Banana kind of like Freiburg did 8 years ago, but okay. MD making him pay, but that is all he will get. A double of frags, and Darkest Hour, they're just going to get that much closer. 13 rounds.
What is the game plan now from fourth quarter? Are they going to force by, knowing that they are down so many rounds? They need to get something going. All the momentum still in the favor of Darkest Hour. But it doesn't seem like it. They're going to save.
Maybe go for the full save. MD, he has enough to get that 5-7 up because he did save that armor over. But yeah, I guess the decision just to play from 14, play from 15 even. I mean, the buy they're going to be able to get next round is not going to be that to write home about. So got this classic Astralis to stack on B. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing too much action with this, but it's nice to see back.
Yeah, Stuffing's going to be the one to gather the information right here. Mac 10 in hand at the front. As soon as he sees that first player in pool, he'll be signaling that bomb to go all the way back, and I think they've already seen it. Stuffing will have his way with them with the Mac 10. Toasty, how many can he get? Almost all of them. A valiant effort right there. 11 a.m. will retrieve that AK and try to hold on to it. But Darkest Hour are now a couple rounds away from closing the door on Inferno, and in tremendous fashion.
Yeah, I guess he can save this AK over. It will mean that just one fourth quarter member will be spared that rifle buy. So, I mean, that's going to be honestly huge for them, because we were kind of just talking about it. Fighting from 14 kind of doesn't really mean nothing. Sometimes you go for a round like this and then you half buy at that 14, but I think they're going to be wanting to hedge their bets on a kind of, you know, weaker rifle buy, maybe with fewer nades. So fourth quarter, just hedging their bets on that one, and we'll see if they succeed. I don't know if they're going to survive here. I was wondering if they were going to do that corner stack, because that bomb was not planted deep enough, and he said we're going to be 12 on 12 HP. That's funny. What they always say. That is what they always say.
Said that. That is really funny. A little bit of comedic flair right there. For fourth quarter, nothing really too funny about that. They're getting dominated.
Definitely. And you see the financial, you know, just look, everybody able to get this rifle up. Maybe if you convert this one, you'll be able to have an op. But now they're trying to get something aggressive. Straight up into alt mid and Darkest Hour. They are ready for it. Ready to fight right back. You are not creative. This is straight out of our playbook. 11 a.m. He is going to be good to get one back. So now just trying to look back and collect two for himself. So now fourth quarter, two-man advantage.
Yeah,
MJB still suck. Oh, man.
In the previous round, it's doing damage. 2 kills across the CT.
Oh, wow.
Stuffing! Again, the spider sense is tingling.
This is a dangerous duo here on B. You got both of the 20 kill fraggers for the Darkest Hour over here. So fourth quarter, they better have their best showing. JV spotted in CT. Toasty knows what's coming.
Tons of nades here. No, another kill through the smoke. They can't even see their opponent. They're not allowed. Deep flashes into Coffin as the time ticks lower. Yoto and JV have got to step on the gas here. Needs to go through that CT smoke. One down, but Toasty holding his ground. The M4 betrays him. The headshot, but that's not good enough to confirm the kill, and he has to retreat. Will he be able to get away? I think he'll have just enough time.
Wow. They let it go just like that. He tried in a valiant effort, but Toasty won't get away. Doesn't matter, though. Darkest Hour, they have found that map point, and all it took was them taking advantage of the timing left open by that alt mid play, right? You go and peek right there, all of this space is open, they take it straight up into B, and that is one of the most simple ways to try and just lock him out. I mean, you had that CT player there, smoked him out. Didn't want to get too overzealous, because if fourth quarter try to fight through a smoke, lose one life, that could be your whole game gone, and that's how they take the site.
Last chance here for fourth quarter. And a very quick banana aggression here. They want to take, what a headshot from Stuffing right there. Making his presence known, and now MD shivering on that B site. Realizing that he's got an onslaught of T's coming after him very shortly here. In fourth quarter, they're just now sending 2 rotators over, but it just might be too late. With Stuffing now rotating in. MD, good flash, supporting from How. And all of a sudden, this round is not quite over yet. Look at this from Darkest Hour. It's all a ruse. They've completely faked them out, but that's the bomb down. Luckily, they do have smokes to cut off some visibility. And we're in a 2v2 situation.
Yeah, 11 a.m. He lets off that second spam opportunity to go get the bomb, but now so much damage through the smoke. JV's getting nothing for free, but they have got to put everything into this. You don't go for this retake, you lose the game. It seems to be a reminder for 11 a.m. I think getting some util ready. They've got this kit on JV, so this either goes or it doesn't. Benji just all the way backed up. Smoke lands. MJB fighting for it. Converts one, but 11 a.m. on the up. He lands a really crisp no scope, but now kit picked up on his back. He's going to tap it once, getting ever so closer to MJB. And oh my goodness,
no.
it's the leg, and they will lose on that, Danny. Unbelievable.
That is a really painful way to lose. He played that to perfection, and the off just not quite high enough on the body right there. Oh my goodness. Darkest Hour with possibly an even more dominating performance than we saw from the team that we watched yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Bottom feeders.
Yeah, man.
16 rounds in a row. They lost the first 3, and then they said, no more playing around. You're not winning another one. And they didn't. After round 3, fourth quarter, we're not given a single round.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. They did not let off the gas for a second, but hopefully we can get one of the Darkest Hour players in here for a post-game interview real quick, because they have got to be hyped up after that one, Danny. I don't know about you, but I think we see stuffing in chat, so we're going to throw it to an intermission real quick while we get this set up and hopefully get an exciting interview going.
Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah, for my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good.
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? And as you can see, we have a very special guest. We got Mr. Stuffing joining us on the interview. How are you doing after that crazy performance, man?
And first 3 rounds kind of came and went, and then we just stomped and went 16-0.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, no. So we saw that performance, right? You guys, I believe it was a 16-14 against KT, if I remember correctly. But yeah, starting off, unfortunately, 0-1 was a pretty close one. And so we saw the Inferno pick tonight, and we were going, okay, these guys are out for blood. They're ready to avenge that performance. And you guys did just that. So where were you on tonight? I mean, man, you were hitting everything that came onto your screen.
Honestly, like after the loss, we had a really long conversation, and we know that we're better than what we played on the other night against KT. So it was kind of just like a reality check. Like the first game of the season, whether it's jitters or nervousness or whatever it is, it's just like that was the reality check, and we kind of just came into this in a completely different mindset. For me, it just more or less everything was clicking. Me and Toasty on B on CT side, like we just had everything
Oh,
going
yeah.
well for us. They could not get through our setups, so it just it everything was clicking, and it just made it so much easier to play compared against the KT guys. So yeah, it just everything kind of just went in full circle, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like you were putting them on your toes, man. I mean, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I mean, stuff in early on in the season, your team has been together for a little bit now. I just want to ask kind of like how you guys have been meshing together. How's the team chemistry? And like, what are some things that you guys are going to be looking to improve? What are some things you're focusing on going forward? Because obviously just the second game of the season, but this is a very short season 46. So
Yeah.
every game counts here. What are you going to be looking at the most to focus on going forward?
Well, the core four Nova we picked up in the off season. We've been together for an entire season, so we kind of already have the foundation built. It's more or less just bringing Nova into it and switching up roles and finding the right fit. We've kind of struggled at the beginning, obviously against KT. I think everybody saw that it was a massive struggle. But I'm more confident in this roster due to the fact that just the experience is there. We can mesh well together. So far in scrims, off season we had some vacations, stuff like that, but the scrims that we've had so far in the last like week and a half, 2 weeks before the season have just been really good. Always improvements, whether it's micro improvements or large improvements inside our system. So it's doing well, I feel like, and definitely see a good future with the roster as of right now. This match kind of proved that, and again, it gave us a lot of confidence going into the LAN this weekend, and we need to prove ourselves there. That's where it really counts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking in on that. That's in Jersey, right? I've been hearing about this LAN. That will definitely be a great place for you guys to flex those muscles that you showed tonight. But Stuffing, it has been an absolute pleasure having you tonight. Danny, do you have any last questions for the man?
I mean, I just want to ask Stuffing if there's anybody who wants to shout out any closing words before we get him out of here.
Shout out my org, Darkest Hour.
Hell yeah.
Talent and Hexter, our owner and our team manager, they have been very supportive and very involved throughout the entire process of us building our team. And obviously supporting us going to LAN. So it's definitely
That's
good
great.
to have that behind us at all times. So shout out to them and also my entire team because they played insane tonight.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely important to have that type of support. It was nice working with them. I guess that's what I can say, right? With LCA as far as we've gone. But yeah, I mean, getting that opportunity to go to the LAN, that support from your org, I mean, that's got to feel great, especially in a region where that's kind of scarce sometimes. So, I mean, yeah, but Stuffing, my man, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, dude.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Real quick before I go, Nova just wants to say he's an aggressive opper. All right? Aggressive opper. Okay.
We hear you. We hear you.
He heard
Noah.
you,
Don't
Mikey.
worry. We hear you. We hear you. Yeah, no, I mean, he proved me wrong in this game, and that was something I actually forgot to ask you. I mean, we saw Nova getting involved heavily, and you talked about getting him involved. That must have, exceeded your expectations tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Nova for a few years now and played with him at a LAN event. I've always had good things to say about him, and I'm super happy that we have this opportunity to play together on an actual team. And so far he's only made us better and stronger, so I'm just super excited with him on the roster. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Yeah, we love to see some Nova op action. Yeah, man. You really came out and fragged tonight, but we have had a pleasure interviewing you. Darkest Hour has been amazing to work with as well. We're excited to cover the rest of your matches when you guys are putting up performances like that. But Stuffing, my man, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. You got any closing remarks or anybody else? I don't think I offended too many other of your teammates.
Actually, Matt,
you can sneak in a couple.
For killing everybody on round fucking 2 on T side, bro. What the fuck are you doing? We live with 12 HP. No, we don't. Now we're
That was hilarious. We were wondering that ourselves.
Yeah, that was the calm. We live on 12 HP. So.
Come on, MGB.
Right,
we saw that quoted in the chat. But we're gonna throw it to a little bit of an intermission so we can get Stuffing out of here in one piece. We will be back in just a moment.
Maybe separate is better.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we just had an amazing interview with Stuffing, but Danny, another blowout for us to cast tonight. You know, I mean, these guys just speed running it down, but I mean, this one, like last night, we didn't get as much of just a tactical clinic. I mean, these guys, their protocols, it really was just a thing to watch tonight, Danny.
Right. In terms of scoreline, 16-2 from bottom feeders yesterday definitely looks a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
However, if you look deeper into the game, you know, if you actually weren't watching it, you could say that the 16-2 was better. But watching this game, it just seemed like it clicked. As soon as round 3 was over, they were like, all right, guys, we got guns in our hands now. Let's make it happen. The CT side looked good, and they didn't stop there. They kept things going on the T side, albeit, you know, they didn't have to do as much work on the T side considering it was 12-3 half. But, man, Darkest Hour, and it's great to see them bounce back like that, especially from a close loss, 16-14. They very well could be 2-0 if things kind of went a different way. But that's the past. You move on, and you got to gain a lot of confidence from a win like this moving forward.
Definitely, especially on like the fact that they quite literally won 16 rounds in a row. I mean, like a result like that is going to feel amazing. So yeah, could be 2-0. Obviously, like I'm not sure how we're doing this sort of, you know, rankings, but I mean, a 16-14 result and then a result like this will be good for you come those leaderboard and playoff seeding time. So, hey man, they'll be counting every single map that they can, especially when you only got 10 more games. You only got 10 more games. It feels weird to say, right? We're 1 week into this thing and you only got 10 more games. So
it really is not a lot of time. And so I think these teams need to understand that every game going forward is going to be important. You can't take any matches off. Bring your A game, bring your best effort every single time you hop on that server. And hey, shout out to Face It, by the way. Things are going a lot smoother since the first game of the season. We're starting to get things under control.
Yeah, no, I mean, in my personal experience, I played 2 open games, 2-0. I'll flex that for a second. But, you know, all of our servers have been good a couple days after, right? You know, in terms of us being able as casters to interact with the staff, it's gone a lot smoother. So we'll give Face It their flowers there, and hopefully next week we will be smooth sailing. Obviously, hey, it's going to be a little while before the big picture gets all cleaned up, but we will patiently wait for CS2 for that to happen. But my name has been Get the Bag Mark. I have been here with Danny Fanta, and we have enjoyed having you all with us tonight with the Darkest Hour. Danny, do you have anything else to say to the fans out there?
Nah, man, I appreciate Darkest Hour for having us on, for working with LCA again for another season. Love having them, and hopefully we'll be able to cast some more of their games in the future.
Definitely. I mean, with a performance like that, I almost want to, you know, MJB and the boys, hopefully we're going to survive and pit, you know, a couple more times on Inferno. But I mean, 16-3, if they're keeping that type of energy, then I'd definitely like to see them in the future. But that is going to be all for us tonight. Again, shout out to Darkest Hour for having us on, and we will see you all next time. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.
Well, I woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming down like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go.